Hey, it's the FYI guy. Today we're going to be messing with a lavatory faucet. This hot water valve stem here is leaking. I don't know if you can see the water on the base here, but every time you turn the cold water on, you get some water leakage out of this valve. The first thing you're going to want to do, you're going to want to take the handle off. Now there's generally a cap over the Allen wrench. There's a little Allen wrench in there underneath this little rubber cap. They protect it to try to keep the gunk out of there so it's easy to get out of. You're going to have to match up your Allen wrench, and you're going to have to back that out of there. Now I've already backed it out, so mine's fairly easy to do. This is demonstration purpose anyway. Then you're going to have to work this handle off of there, okay? Now, with the handle off, turn your water on, and you might not be able to see it, but the water's dripping. You can see the water. It's dripping out of the stem. It's not coming out of the base. It's coming out of the stem. So that's telling me the O-rings in this stem are bad. So now what you want to do, you want to take your aerator off the end of your faucet here and set that aside too, because anytime you start messing with these shut-off valves, you're going to loosen up a bunch of gunk. So you might as well just take that off. Then you're going to have to come up here underneath and you're going to have to close this valve. You're going to have to work it back and forth sometimes to get it to seat. And as you can see, I got the hot water valve open and it stops. So I can go ahead and remove that handle, and I know the hot water's off. You want to leave your cold off, because when I remove this valve and you open this cold up with this valve out, and it's going to water's going to come flying out of there, and we don't want that. I'm going to go ahead and loosen up this base nut. Now this nut is not a compression nut or anything. All it is holding this valve down in there. So this should pop out of here fairly easy. Okay, there's your seal right there. That's what seals this, not this nut. This nut isn't creating any kind of compression that's clamping down. It's just holding this from popping up. With this valve out, I'm going to lay it across this old kitchen towel, and you want to take this nut out on the top, and then you're going to remove the arm here. You got to remember where all this stuff goes. They're all going to be a little bit different. This stuff will all push that stem down and out. All your pieces come out. You want to keep them all in order the best you can. You got to remember where this stuff goes. You got a plastic washer over the top. You got to remember where that goes. I recommend taking a sturdy round toothpick. What you're going to do is you're going to get up underneath that, and you're going to kind of rotate it around, get it out of that groove, okay? And there's one out. Then you're going to get it around this second one on an angle, work it around, work it on up and out of there. That's two. Now I'm going to take my new valve stem I showed you earlier, seals, and I'm just going to slide that down over there, and it's going to catch in that first ring, which is fine, okay? Got it in the first one. This second one, it's going to hop right over that first one and end up in that second. There you go. As you can see, this is the base O-ring. And I went ahead, I don't think this one's leaking, but I'm going to go ahead and replace it anyway. I think I know I got under $2 in all these, on all three of these. Now you can go out and buy a new stem if you want. They're probably 15 to 20 bucks. I'll put a link to buying the actual stem, the whole mechanism where you just pop the old one out and pop the new one in. You can do it that way too if you want. But for us do-it-yourselfers that love doing this, this is cheaper, and it's, well, I think it's funner. A lot more fun. So now the fun part's putting all this back together. You remember this plastic seal was on there. The slot goes in here. Now every one of these are going to be a little different. So you're going to have to remember exactly how yours came apart. Okay? You just got to be observant. Okay? Now this one fits in there. There's a little groove. I don't know if you're going to see it or not, but there's a little groove on each side. Little groove. That's where these notches have to fit down in there. Okay, I'm going to turn on my headlight so I can see this a little better. But there's a little notch that's going to slide right on down in there. Then you got to put your cap on. So now you're good to go. Okay. Put your top back on, screw your screw in. Nothing has to be forced on there. Now this is a hot water valve, so you want to make sure you're putting it in there right. That's shut. That's open. Shut, open. So in the shut position, the arm, you want the arm out here. You can see where that Allen wrench was up against there. So you know that's going to point that way. Got to work it on down. There you go. It's in there. Put your cap back on. Snug that up. Don't have to over tighten it. Going to put this arm on. I'm going to reach down there and open that valve up. You can see it's still shut. Now the valve's open. There you go. And with them new seals in there, we have no leak. Now it's just a matter of tightening this Allen wrench up. You're just holding it in place. Pop your cap back on. When you're done here and you flushed all that deposit out of there, that's why we take that aerator out. You need to flush all that out of there. When you take this out, you're going to loosen up a lot of minerals that's in your water. So it's good and flushed out of there now. I can go ahead and put my my aerator back on, and we're good to go. Thanks for watching. Take care.